Okay.
guys. All right.
Oh, what are we doing here? Okay.
We don't know.
You know
which
what
is
we're doing?
which is the beauty of this. We have no idea.
Okay.
At least I
here's
have
on.
no idea. I'm hoping you do.
We are ready to go. All right, so we've got some excitement to talk about today involving dating. Yes, such a hot topic, such a crazy topic. Susan, I want to talk about the questions that we ask when we're on a first date. Like, what should you ask? When
was the last time you were actually on a first date? So
It's been a while.
okay. So you're going to go from memory like 20 years ago?
Exactly.
Or you're just going to what you would do if you were doing it now?
What are you doing on your BlackBerry? That's one of my questions.
What's your rotary phone number?
No, I pulled up some questions that I think other people today, and it's interesting. I think because social media is so much a part of our lives, it's distilled communication down to boop, like a sentence. Like you don't have this long drawn out conversation about X, Y, and Z. Thanks to social media, it's a yes, no, what this is like, boom, you just get right to the point. Do you think?
Well, I think that you can learn a lot more about a person before you go on a date because of social media. So you cut out all those questions like where do you live or where did you go to school, or, those kinds of questions that you'd have to ask before because you wouldn't have any idea. So that you should go into a date kind of personally vetted this person to begin with, I think. Don't you think? Yeah.
Do your CIA research.
Check on the police reports.
Criminal investigations.
Yeah. No, I actually have a friend who does hire somebody to do a background check on potential dates, first dates for her, so that she can surface up right away whether you have a criminal background. That's not going to come out on probably any date, like, oh yeah, I meant to tell you I'm a felon. Would you like another
fourth generation
would you like another
removed.
cocktail? Right, exactly. So that kind of stuff can get out of the way first, which I think is great.
Did you know real estate agents, at least here in Florida, they have some sort of app where they can do, and they need it because they go to homes to show homes to strangers, and boom, they get a background check instantly on the person, which I think is like,
brilliant.
Yeah. Every realtor needs that.
Yeah, and of course that kind of a protocol came out of some sad stories where realtors were met in, remote locations and, were abused or raped or killed even. So, So I'm glad they do that now, All
right, so let's talk about the first question. So we're going to pretend that we're on a first date here.
Okay.
We're not on a first date. So here's my first question. What makes you truly happy?
Oh, my God, that's such a good question. Thanks for for your interest. And I'm not answering these questions. Is that what you want me to do? Is answer them too? Oh my God, we should rehearse this a little bit.
No, let's answer it. I'll go first.
Okay. You ask the question, I'll answer it.
Go ahead.
So what makes me happy?
Yeah.
So I just find a lot of joy in life no matter what. And I love being with my friends and I love good conversation. I love cooking. I love traveling. Any of those things would make me happy on any minute of any day.
Aw. That's easy. That's easy to accomplish, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is, as long as you have a good friend posse.
Yeah.
So for me, it's much more granular. What makes me happy? Boston Terrier puppies.
Oh, yeah, they are cute.
Oh, my God. They melt my heart. I was just in an airport not too long ago, and there was a Boston Terrier puppy, like 40 concourses down. I spotted it.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh.
Did you grow up with them, or what's the...
So
interest?
the love of my life, Darla, my Boston Terrier / Min Pin, she was my first introduction to the breed, but we grew up with pugs. And I just have an affinity for that mangly little cartoon character looking dog.
Yeah.
So anyway, Boston Terrier puppies, a clean house, laughing with friends.
Yeah.
And Tom.
Okay, well, yeah.
They make me happy.
Put that in there.
But I guess I wouldn't bring that up if we were on a first date.
Listening.
Because why would I be talking about a guy who's making me anyway?
I know.
All right, so we're failing at this.
Yeah. So I'd ask, because you get the questions out of the way that you don't like. You don't want somebody who smokes. At least I don't want somebody who smokes.
Yeah.
Those kind of things you'd probably want to get out of the way before you even go on a date. But questions that I would ask are things like, what's your idea of an adventure? Give me a sense of what you think an adventure is. And that gives me an idea of whether this person is spontaneous and whether he wants to do things, that's sort of out of the ordinary, or whether he's a more sedentary, kind of a guy. Nothing wrong with that either, but probably not for me. So that's kind of a question I would ask.
Well, then see, for me, I would just come out and say, are you a spontaneous person or are you more of a planner? And my answer to that would be, too. I'm a born planner, but I'm working on spontaneity.
Yeah.
Like, I love the idea of on a Friday being told, meet me at the airport, pack a bag, and I'll have you back Monday morning.
Right.
Something like that.
But that's why I would ask the question in a little bit of a different way in terms of what's your adventure. So because spontaneity could be like you hop up and jump to the fridge to get a beer as opposed to let's go to the airport.
I can drink Michelob and I can drink Modelo.
Right.
Either one.
Yeah. You're so international. But yeah, I think questions related to like how active are you are important questions one would want to know on a first date, I think.
The other thing that I would want to know, and I don't know about you, is what's your dating history been in the past? Like, have you had 74 dates last week?
Yeah.
Or are you a long-term relationship person? Like, what's your history?
Right.
Have you been married for a long time? Or were you married for 10 minutes, divorced, 10 minutes, divorced? That tells me a lot.
Yeah, I think you're right. You'd want to know those things too. I don't know that you'd get the straight answer though on a first date, because who would tell you I've been on 100 dates?
I would.
You're 101.
Yeah.
Like who would want to know that?
Well, that's true.
So a question might be like, tell me about what made you happiest in your last relationship.
There you go.
And then the converse of that would be like, what made you sad that the relationship broke up? Like what happened? So
another red flag, if the person is a blamer, like, well, the reason so-and-so did this and then they did that. Oh, run.
Yeah.
Run.
Right. Yeah.
You don't want to be with them.
That is a huge red flag.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, my God.
The other thing that I think would be important to talk about is the never-ending topic of money. So how would you approach that with someone? Or would you even approach that on a first date?
First date, no.
But these are things that ChatGPT or whatever I Googled said kids talk about today. On a first date, they talk about money.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's going to be like, do you have it? Do you not have it? Do you spend it? Are you a saver?
Yeah. Or you could ask a question like, what do you think about the FIRE trend? Remember Dylan was telling us about what FIRE means, which is financially independent by a certain date, whatever.
Yes.
That could be a good opening line.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Oh, smart. So what's something else you would say?
I would ask what was what's on your bucket list? That you haven't gotten to? What are some of the things you've gotten to on your bucket list? And that'll give me an idea of the type of traveling that person likes to do. Is it exotic traveling or do they just like going to the Bahamas? Since you just came back, that's what made me think of it. So I'd want to know like what's on your bucket list.
I don't know. I think on a first date, for me personally, growing up in the generation I grew up in, I'm going to be more on the periphery with my questions, like you're talking about. Bucket list, what's your version of spontaneity? Tell me about, what you're looking for in a relationship, or what brought you to this first date? Like, what do you, besides, the fact that you think, the physical attraction obviously needs to be there. I'm more of that periphery person, but I guess in today's day and age, the kids are just like going in, like going in for the kill.
Well, that's good too, because why waste anybody's time? Do you have these 6 qualities I need? And if you don't, then see ya. It was a nice coffee date or, nice lunch date or whatever, but we're not there.
But my problem with it is that's not a relationship. A relationship is not 6 questions, boom, we're good to go. Let's take it to the next level. I mean, that's not a relationship. Life happens. Things happen that you don't plan on. You need to be flexible. You need to be understanding. You need to have great communication skills.
But by the same token,
on it.
you need to know. So we were talking to somebody recently who, on his first date, his now wife brought up the question of children. Did he want children? And did he want multiple children? Because she envisioned herself as having a large family. And if he had said no to either of those questions, then that would probably be the last of their dates. Because why would you want to pursue somebody who doesn't share the same basic goals that you have?
That's a great point. Yeah. I mean, when it comes to family and children, you got to know.
Yeah, you got to know.
You can't waste your time with somebody and then, oops.
Yeah. And you can't hope they're going to change their mind either. I think that's bad. Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
You can't change people.
Right.
If they're messy, they're messy.
Right.
They just are who they are.
Yeah. And I think it's also okay to try and get a sense of whether or not that person is dating with intent to get into a committed relationship, intent to get married. And like, are you dating seriously with an intent, or is this considered a casual date? That's important to know.
I also feel that is important to know. I also feel that the line of work that the person does tells you a lot about the person.
Yeah.
Don't you think? Like if you have someone who is a landscape designer or a landscaper, they need to be outside. They don't want to be confined to an office. They're probably, I don't know, maybe this is judgmental, but they're probably not going to want to sit at a desk and do their taxes. You know, it's somebody that's more
I'm going to push back on you with that and use you as an example of somebody who's in an office all day long and at a desk who would kill to be outside hiking in the Sierra Nevadas or wherever you hike.
Or the Bahamas.
Oh, the Bahamas. Because I see you as an outdoors person who has an office job, you know, so.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, I conformed myself to be this dentist person, but in my soul, oh my gosh, I love nature. I want to be outside. I want to play. I want to run. I want to, like, you know, the sound of music, twirling around on the mountain in the dress. I want to do that.
Right. So if we just asked your profession, I don't think we could draw a lot of conclusions about you just from that, right?
That's true, but it would be a good conversation starter, though.
Oh, of course you want to know. Yeah. No, of course you'd want to know, yeah. Because if there's a coroner, like, I'm not sure I can pursue the relationship.
I think I would know that ahead of time.
Like an undertaker, an embalmer?
No.
I don't think I could do it, and those are very noble professions, and I'm glad they do it, but I just don't know if I could. Years and years ago, I dated a guy who was a forensic dentist. You'll love this. I'm not kidding you. This was years and years ago. A forensic dentist. And he actually pulled out a picture of a woman's breast with teeth marks in it. And he was asked as a dentist to, I don't know, identify.
Yeah.
And there was a creep factor in that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds very noble. I'm sure they caught the guy who bit the woman's right breast.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I could, pursue. I didn't, as it turns out, pursue the guy.
Thank God we have forensic dentists. Thank God. And my friend who is a dentist, his brother, who is also a dentist, was a forensic dentist.
Yeah.
So he would do things like that.
Yeah, it's interesting.
And it's just like, who would have thought that teeth marks in your skin would lead to the identification of a serial killer or whatever. Also, he went to Hurricane Katrina when Katrina hit New Orleans to help identify bodies via the teeth.
Yeah.
So many, many different uses for forensic dentists. But you do have to kind of be in the dental thing to understand the importance of being a forensic dentist.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to be a creep factor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that was the only creepy thing about this guy. But anyway, that was the end of.
What are the odds that you would have gone out with a forensic dentist?
I know.
Like, what are the odds
What
of
are
that?
the odds is right.
That's amazing.
Yeah, right. And I still have the bite marks to prove it. No, I'm kidding. All right. Well, a question, of course, we would want to ask is, what's your favorite podcast?
Hello.
And if they don't answer, open wide.
Open.
That's it.
Yeah, they're out. Bye. Bye, Felicia. So another one that I would ask is, what are your deal breakers? Like, what are the things? Children.
Yeah.
Do you want somebody if they want somebody that's going to be home at 5:00 with a dinner on a table?
Yeah, that's not happening.
I'm not that person.
Right.
So yeah, that's out. Just what are the deal breakers of the relationship? Now, I do think the physical attraction sometimes between people overrides everything, and you end up wasting time in a relationship that you knew was going to go south or knew wasn't going to work out.
Because you weren't physically attracted to each other?
No, because you were physically attracted. Like you let a lot of things go just because you think that person is really good looking, which is a waste of your, my, us, everybody's time. I think. So
after a while, it's a waste of time.
Yeah. But you don't want that to drag on because life is time is.
But you should enjoy it while you have it. I mean.
Okay.
No, I agree. If you're looking for a long-term, committed, grounded relationship, you can bring him home to meet your family and your friends. Then you want to be able to make sure there's other values there too.
Yeah. Anyway, I just think. I think dating is super interesting to learn more about what's going on these days versus when we were doing this.
Yeah.
Because
I am doing it. So
and you are doing it. So this is really interesting to hear how it was and how it currently is.
Yeah, and I'll also add that when you date at a certain age in life and you've had some life experiences and you've had loss, you look at the person a whole lot differently than if you're looking for a mate to build a life with, right? Mm-hmm. In this case, you're looking for somebody who's compatible and a good companion, and you could have fun with, and you could go to the movies with, or you could go, to some exotic vacation with. But you're not looking to, buy a house together, and you're not looking to build a life together, and you're certainly not looking to have kids together. That's what, so I think at different stages, you look for different types of things.
I think so too. And I also was wondering, I'd like your opinion on this. When we are younger, I imagine that we're doing targeted things to meet people. Let's get the girls and let's go to this restaurant, or let's go to that bar, or let's hang out over here, and as we get older, our activities that we're naturally involved in, that we're, currently doing,
right.
We just kind of keep an eye out for doing the things that we already are doing to see if anyone seems interesting. Would you say that's true or not?
Well, I definitely believe that, of course, that when you're in your younger years and you want to build a family, you are out looking for
hunting.
Hunting, maybe even for that type of person. And then as you get older and you've had some of those life experiences and they're behind you now, then you certainly are looking for a different type of person in a different type of place.
It seems lovely, though, to be where you are now versus when we were younger, thinking about finding a family. And
it's true.
Much less pressure now.
A lot less pressure, a lot more fun.
Yes.
A lot less worry. You don't have to worry about, when you getting pregnant or any of those kinds of things. Like we always had to worry about.
Is he going to call me?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So, to your point about, is he going to call me? Like we're now more empowered as women to make the call ourselves if that's what we want. And that's very freeing and really very lovely. You're right.
You know what would be great to have on the show? What do guys think about this?
Let's do that.
Yeah. I mean, we need to get some of our viewers on here so that we can talk about
single guys.
Yeah. Single guys, a young single guy, an older single guy.
Yeah.
And let's chit chat about what they think it's like to date now. That's a great idea.
Yeah, I like it.
So lastly, I guess I would say in closing, there's really no wrong way to date. But what I'm finding myself coming back to in this conversation is keep your wits about you. Go into it having your questions, do your background check, do your things, but have your wits about you. And if it's always about the gut, if something doesn't resonate with your gut, because I think women have a great gut, that instinct, pay attention.
Yeah.
Pay attention.
Right. I think that's really important. And do your homework beforehand and do a little bit of the social media due diligence before you show up. I think those are all really important things to do. And I'd add one other thing too, in terms of dating. So these apps are just abysmal.
Yeah.
So I think each of us has a responsibility to play matchmaker whenever there's somebody in your life who's single and, somebody else who is single. Because that's really the best connection of all, is that somebody knows both of you.
Yeah.
As opposed to some guy out of the ether that who are you again? So I think that's really important. And I don't think we do that enough. I don't do it enough the way I should. I did it once and it turned into a marriage.
Oh, that's
I know.
amazing.
It was lovely.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I've done it twice. Zippo, nothing, zero.
Oh.
And each time people come at me and they're like, "What were you thinking?"
Oh no, really?
And I said, "Well, I didn't know. You were 99 and he was 14.
Right. Right. Yeah.
But I do think that's important. And again, not to bash social media, but I think social media has taken that little hometown flair out of dating, and we need to bring it back, meaning friend introduce friend.
Yeah.
Friend that knows the friend.
Right.
Families that know the families.
It's a numbers game, so those social media apps do cast a wider net, so you get more, quote, fish or frogs to kiss, if you will. But I think you're true. It's missing. Like, I know him, and I've known him since high school, and he's a good guy. That's important for somebody to know when they're going into a dating relationship with somebody.
Oh, yeah. And, coming from West Virginia, and we are nothing but small towns, everyone knows everyone. Every family knows every family. And when I was younger, that was really annoying.
Yeah.
But now that I look back, how lucky.
Yeah.
How lucky to be in that environment.
Right.
You eliminate so many frogs, so much riffraff, so
Right.
much,
Yeah.
you save so much time.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm all for first dates. I'm all for all the questions. I'm all for social media. I'm all for all of it, but keep your wits about you. Girls, keep your wits about you.
Yeah.
And let's get some guys on the
I would
show.
love to do that, actually. Let's work on that.
Well,
yeah,
we'll
I
do
think
it.
that would be fun.
We'll do it.
Yeah.
All right. So that would be our first date wrap. And Susan, good job answering all my questions.
I don't want a second date if that's what you're asking. Forget it.
We thank you for listening and hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you did, please share this show with friends and family and subscribe to our YouTube channel. This way, you'll never miss weekly drops. Stay strong, dream big, and floss your teeth.